we have a AC circuit. In this only one element inductor is fitted. This is diagram. So inductor has its coefficient of inductance, that is L. Okay. We give it an AC supply. This AC supply EMF at any time t is E. This is the peak value E naught. At time t its phase is omega t. Okay. Now when we are supplying this, the induced EMF, we want to find out current, so derivation of current. Derivation of current equation. At any instant when there is a change of current di, then EMF induced in the inductor, that is given by E is equal to minus L di by dt. This is in inductor. But the applied EMF here is opposite to inductor, so I can write applied EMF. Applied EMF E is equal to, this will be opposite to this in direction but same in magnitude. So I write same in magnitude, opposite to direction means this minus, opposite this will become plus. So this is applied EMF at this point. Okay. If this is applied EMF, one step further, di is equal to E into dt divided by L. Next step, we want equation for I, so our target is to integrate this. If we integrate this di will become I. So integration of di is equal to integration of this, integration of E upon L into dt. E upon, yes, di E upon L multiplied by dt. So this is equal to, we know that this E is equal to E naught sin omega t divided by L dt, integration. When we do the integration, the quantities which are not changing are E naught and L, so they come out as it is, and integration is to be done for sin omega t. So this will be cos omega t, okay, divided by omega. This is the integration. Okay. Now integration for di is I. So I is equal to E naught upon L omega cos omega t. This current will be maximum when cos omega t is equal to 1. In that case, current will be maximum when this is equal to 1. But in that case, whatever is the current, we will write that current is I maximum. So current will be maximum I naught or I max when cos omega t is equal to 1, and in that case I naught is equal to E naught upon L, and this has become 1, E naught upon L omega. This is I naught. Okay. Now E naught upon L omega is equal to I naught. We put that here and we get this Therefore, I at any instant is equal to I naught cos omega t. I want to convert it to sin omega t because our EMF equation has sin omega t. We want an equation of I into sin omega t. So, cos omega t is equal to sin omega t plus pi by 2 or sin omega t minus pi by 2. So, this is therefore I is equal to I naught cos replaced by sin and cos theta is equal to sin 90 minus theta. So, I write it sin pi by 2 minus omega t. I write it I is equal to I naught sin pi by 2 minus omega t. Okay, we have done integration here. Integration of sin is equal to cos. You see, d by dx of sin is equal to cos and d by dx of cos x is equal to minus sin x. Here we are integrating sin. We are integrating sin, so this should be minus. Okay, so this will be minus. Now, we know another relation that sin of minus theta is equal to sin of theta. If we apply this relation, then this will be I is equal to this minus sin theta minus sin theta is equal to sin of negative of theta is equal to sin of negative of this. Negative of this value is omega t. This will become plus, this will become minus. Omega t minus pi by 2. So, this is our equation that I is equal to I naught sin omega t minus pi by 2. So, this is equation of current in case of inductor. I will repeat it once for you. E is equal to E naught sin omega t is the applied EMF. Applied EMF. Then we will do derivation for the current. At any instant E is equal to here with reference to current is E is equal to minus L di by dt. Now, this and applied EMF, they are opposite to each other. Therefore, applied EMF will be opposite in direction L di by dt. From here, di is equal to E multiplied by dt divided by L. Then this E is E naught sin omega t and we put this value here E naught sin omega t dt and we integrate both the sides because we want equation for I. So, this is integrated to I and we want to integrate this in this E naught upon L is the constant and sin omega t has a integration minus cos omega t upon omega and multiplied by dt. Sorry, integration is done, so we need not write dt. So, this is integration. Sometimes you can think there will be a constant of integration, there can be. So, if there will be a constant of integration, that will be in the terms of current and we put a condition of the current. That current will be maximum I naught when cos omega t is equal to 1. If we put this condition, then this will become 1. So, and I will become I naught. So, I naught is equal to E naught upon L omega and this has become 1 in case of maximum. So, I naught is equal to E naught upon L. L into omega. So, Now this E naught upon L into omega we replace in this equation by I naught. I naught. So what is there? Cos omega t negative. Negative cos omega t. So I is equal to I naught cos omega t. Now this cos omega t is equal to sine 90 minus omega t, that is sine pi by 2 minus omega t. Okay, we get this equation. Now sine theta, we have this relation. Sine of minus theta is negative of sine theta. So negative of sine theta is equal to sine of minus theta. We take minus of this, and minus of this is omega t minus pi by 2. So we get the equation I is equal to I naught sine omega t minus pi by 2, and we write it here. Okay, that is equation of the current. So now we have got equation, derivation for equation of current at any time. This we started and we got this final. So we can write this here, that equation of the current at any instant. Current at any instant, I is equal to I naught, and there it is, sine omega t minus pi by 2. This is equation of the current. Okay, so now we proceed further. This is equation of the current. We have got I is equal to I naught sine omega t minus pi by 2, and this is equation of the EMF. At time t, the phase of EMF is omega t. At the same time t, phase of the current is omega t minus pi by 2. Please mind it. What does it mean? At the same time t, this has phase omega t and this has got omega t minus pi by 2. That means I is behind E. First E grow, after that I grows. And how much is the phase difference? Pi by 2 is the phase difference. This is only omega t, this is omega t minus pi by 2. So it is always behind EMF. So first voltage will increase, after that current will increase, and this we had discussed in previous lecture as phase difference. So there is a phase difference when we are using an inductor, and that phase difference is pi by 2. And this thing we mention here. This we call as I lags behind E. I lags E by phase pi by 2. In the other words, we can say E leads I by phase pi by 2. So this you will remember that E and I, there is a phase difference of pi by 2. Now, can we represent it in the terms of diagram, the phase difference? Answer yes, we can. And how it is done? See, first we make wave diagram. The wave diagram will be like this, and here we have this. This is diagram for E. Now the diagram for I lags behind it, means first there will be peak of E, after pi by 2 there will be peak of I. Again, first there will be start of E, after pi by 2. Where is pi by 2? Answer, this phase is 0, this phase is pi by 2, this is pi, this is 3 by 2 pi, and this is 2 pi. So I start after a phase pi by 2, so I start from here, from this point. So this is peak point of I, then pi by 2 this point, then pi by 2 this point, then pi by 2 this point, then pi by 2 this point. So the graph of I will be this. See, this peak and this peak, how much is the difference? Pi by 2. So you will say first who forms the peak? E forms the peak. After certain time, I forms the peak. If you want, this will be like this. So this is the graph which is showing that there is a phase difference, and this phase difference is pi by 2. This is wave diagram showing the phase difference between EMF and current. This peak value is I naught and this peak value is E naught. So this is the wave diagram. Now we will have phasor diagram. Phasor diagram. Phasor diagram. Here is E, which has got phase omega t. Phase is given by this angle by rotation of peak EMF. This value represents E naught, this length. This is at a phase omega t, and when E naught is at a phase of omega t, then E naught sine omega t is equal to E. Where is E naught sine omega t? Answer here. This length is equal to E naught sine omega t. Okay, because sine omega t is what? This E divided by E naught, perpendicular upon hypotenuse. This E we represent here, so this same length we take here. This projection is the E. This is E. So this is phasor diagram of EMF. Where is the phasor diagram of current? Answer, the phasor diagram of current is here. How much is the phase of current? Answer, the phase of current is at the time t is omega t minus pi by 2. So we go to omega t and then come back by pi by 2, that is 90 degree. So this is the phase of I. So I naught is rotating here and E naught is rotating this way. And how much is the phase difference between the two? The phase difference between the two is pi by 2. What is the phase of E? The phase of E is omega t. The phase of E is omega t. When this omega t increase, E will increase. Okay, the phase of E is omega t and the phase of I is omega t minus pi by 2. Phase of I is omega t minus pi by 2 behind it. So this is I. Okay, this is I naught. Where is instantaneous I? Draw a projection from here and this is I. So projection on this oscillation line is the value of instantaneous E and instantaneous I. E naught at a phase omega t is giving E. I naught at phase omega t minus pi by 2 gives the instantaneous I. So this is value of E and I, and this representation is known as phasor diagram. Okay, now in next one instant, what is happening to E? Answer, it is rotating this way, so this will go here. If it goes here, E is going to increase. What is happening to I? I, if it is rotating this way, so this will go here and I will decrease. So E is increasing, I is decreasing. This is what is information given by this diagram. So this is phasor diagram. So far we have seen the diagram of circuit, equation of EMF, equation of current, relation of I and E, wave diagram, phasor diagram, and now we come to next and very important thing, that is opposition to this current. Is there any opposition to this current due to inductor? Inductor is made of pure copper and its resistance is almost zero. It has no resistance. Then is there any opposition? We say yes, there is an opposition, because when the current wants to flow, it obstructs it. And what is the medium of this obstruction? It creates a magnetic field in it. With the help of that magnetic field, it creates an opposite EMF. That opposite EMF blocks the current. But how to measure that blockage? How to measure that opposition? The answer, any opposition in electricity is measured by the term voltage upon current. If there is a opposition due to resistance, we call V upon I is equal to resistance. But here that resistance is not there, but opposition is there. So mind it, now from this chapter, opposition to current will always be measured by V upon I, whatever it comes to. Right? In the earlier, when we were using resistance, V upon I, we gave the name resistance. Here we will see what it comes to, and that is given by this equation. Here E naught, take this I naught here, E naught upon I naught is equal to, this comes here, L omega. Voltage upon current is equal to L omega, or voltage is equal to E naught is equal to I, and what is the factor here? L omega. So this is L omega, which decides how much will be the current. This is L omega, which decides how much will be the current. If L omega is high, very high, say infinity, then there will be no current, even if we are applying EMF. What is this L omega? If L omega is 0, the current will be very high. If L omega become very large, the current will be very low. That means who is playing the role of opposition? L omega. What is this L omega? L is inductance of this coil, and what is omega? Omega is frequency of this AC we are supplying. How is the angular frequency of AC? This is changing direction. Here, here. This forms omega. This may be 2 times in 1 second. This may be 2000 times in 1 second. This may be 2 million times in 1 second. Anything. If it is 2 million, then current will be very, very small. And if this is 2, current will be very high. Now, for the same inductor, there is one value of L, but this inductor every time do not oppose. What is the opposition? L omega is the opposition, and this is formula for opposition. Now you see this opposition to current, it depends upon two values, L and omega, where L is a constant of inductor. Once we make the inductor, L quantity is fixed. But opposition is not fixed, because opposition depends upon omega also, and omega is frequency of the applied EMF. Now this frequency of the applied EMF, it is a very small frequency, then opposition is different. If it is a very large frequency, opposition is different. It will increase. So this opposition here, this opposition is created which depend upon frequency of this application. As soon as we increase, listen, as soon as we increase the frequency of this, the opposition increase. As soon as we decrease the frequency, the opposition also decrease. What is this? This is tit for tat. This is reaction to action. If here is the action of increasing frequency, it will immediately increase opposition, so that current should not pass. Because it is reacting to frequency of this applied EMF, we have given this opposition a particular name, and that name is, that is reacting opposition. And reacting opposition, we make one word for that, and we will call it reactance. This reactance, opposition, reaction is due to inductor. So we call it inductive reactance. Now, what is inductive reactance? Inductive reactance is the opposition given to the current by an inductor. Again, inductive reactance is opposition to the current given by an inductor in the circuit. Its value is L omega. Should not we form a different symbol for it? We did, and that symbol is XL, inductive reactance, and this is equal to L omega. Okay, so now we understand what is inductive reactance, what is source of it, why it is called reactance, because it depends upon omega. L is again a part of it, it is due to that only, and then its formula is L omega. Two things more. What should be its unit? In physics, we want simplicity. Anything which opposes current, anything which opposes current is here, and V upon I is the formula. V upon I we have applied. Now anything we started which oppose the current, we started that thing will have a unit of ohm. We started with resistance. But what is resistance basically? Resistance is basically opposition to the current, and we have fixed a unit ohm. Now we say there is no change. This is opposition to current, this is opposition to current, and this is given by E by I. So why should we change the unit? So we take the same unit as ohm. So unit of inductive reactance is ohm, please remember it. Okay, so now we are discussing reactance, minimum value and maximum value, when it will oppose most. So reactance XL, inductive reactance, is equal to L omega, inductive reactance. Okay, omega maximum. When is omega maximum? When there is AC. Higher the frequency, higher is omega. In that case, this will be maximum, and if this is maximum, then how much will be the current? E upon L omega. Very small. Current will be very small. That is, current is blocked. Current is blocked for AC. For AC, current is blocked. Who is blocking? Inductor. Okay. Now,
though sir is saying that current is blocked with the inductor when AC is supplied, kindly do not take it in the real sense of words. It is basically a concept where if the frequency of current is very high, inductor will behave as a open circuit, and conversely, if the frequency of the supply is very low, in the sense if you have an DC supply given to the inductor will behave as a short circuit.
For DC, omega, how many times DC changes its direction? Answer, it does not change, so omega is 0. If omega is 0, then what will be the current? I, very high. I is very high, allowed to pass. Allowed to pass. So remember, an inductor allows DC to pass. An inductor blocks AC. So this is a thumb rule you should remember. Blocks AC, allow DC. Why? Due to high frequency and because this is in denominator. AC, high frequency, L omega is very high, resistance, that is opposition is very high, therefore current is very small. Then here for DC, omega is 0, opposition is 0, no opposition, current pass through very easily. So DC is allowed and AC is blocked in case of inductor. So in this way we have studied all these 7 features, characteristics of the circuit. Which circuit? AC circuit with pure inductance. So please remember, now I will not repeat the points. All these 7 points you should remember, and anything we will need in the next lectures to come. Now in the next lecture we will study that in place of inductor, if we fit a capacitor, then what will be all these 7 characteristics. So that we will see in the next lecture. Thank you.